You ever had one of those days when you're in film theater or in a living room in a streaming platform and you want you want to watch an animated movie to put your mind at ease from a hard day's work? I I've had a lot of those days, and and even more so when I'm a lifelong animation fan from a young child to a full grown teenager, and then to this day, animation has its ups and downs in the 2020s. So I thought in my introduction, my three main points are how films encompasses and encapsulates our lives in many ways, and then I'll persuade how we need more original films in today's day and age, and then I'll also persuade how you can relate to what films you love, and decide on what are your overall thoughts about these kinds of films, and if you love it that much, you can spread the word to your friends, families, and even strangers. So in my first main point, there's something about finding yourself in not just the film's story or message, but also characters that you see that we deem as relatable, or how according to an image of Rapunzel, when she goes back and forth to being hopeful, or rather like sorrowful, to how Mother Gothel would think if she finds out she's missing from the tower, and then or even how Flynn Rider is somewhere in the scene when he was just like when he's just having his arms crossed, either just minding his own business or being a little annoyed, and it's a kind of relatability in some Disney films like Tangled, that a lot of adults, and not just children, can relate to these kinds of characters, but then since this version of Rapunzel is more of a loose retelling, there are a couple of ways writers and directors can come up with more like unpredictable plot lines, rather than just formulaic fairy tale endings, and they also have like the biggest message in a lot of these films that they produce and direct. But then moving on to my second point, is another Toy Story too much of a good thing? Because this is because as I grow older, I've seen a lot of internet discourse on how legacy sequels and reboots are either worthy of a watch or just cash grabs for a lot of big budget studios, including Disney, Warner Bros., Universal, etc. But then I thought, some people still want to keep going in the story's narrative and these iconic characters like Woody and Buzz, and because there's something to keep our fond memories, and whatever movies that you deem as canon or non-canon, and it's your choice whether you want to see them for yourself or don't. And if you want to give them a chance, then just go ahead then. And then moving on to my third and last main point is is how I'm noticing a lot of Pixar movies like Soul, Turning Red, and Luca have Disney Plus releases rather than theatrical releases because like not even though their animation style has changed, but it doesn't mean that they have the same heart or relatability.
Hey, Mom.
Shh.
Will you get some lunch?
But it doesn't have the same relatability.
Cole, Luke, just a minute, okay? We're videoing.
Either. But then again, you just have to like go with your soul's heart and gut instincts. No pun intended with the poster here. So in conclusion, I hope I persuade you to immerse, relate to original movies and characters, and be intrigued by their strengths and weaknesses. I also explained how we have to be more open-minded towards brand new original content that goes against stereotypes and formulas, and I also told how we all have to explore more original films and series, no matter the views and attention, and no matter if they flew under the radar, because in my closer, adventure is out there.